Trump rages over seriously retarded governor, Tampon Tim, and furious Thanksgiving message. And how is everybody doing the day after Thanksgiving? I hope everybody's doing well. Well, as you all know, we had two of our militia, the National Guard, be shot. One is now dead. I believe the other one's still in critical condition. The perpetrator, apparently he's an Afghanistani, and he is in critical condition. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am Rochelle Emerson, your host for today's episode. And yeah, I ate some turkey here just a little while ago, so you know how after it kicks in, you're like, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to take a nap. But anyway, everything turned out well here for our food. I hope everyone else had a wonderful meal and good fellowship with your family and all of that good stuff. But we have some tragedy on the front, y'all. Apparently, I need some water. Well, look at this. This football coach that was missing last week, when you guys saw, if you ever look at Law and Crime and Court TV, apparently this guy went missing after he was, I don't know if he was indicted. I just barely skimmed the article because I'm not really going to go over it, but I can put the article in the link and you guys can read it. But this guy, he was scrubbed from everything in the high school, and he'd been working there like 11 years after some child sex allegations. So I remember seeing flashes of this and thumbnails. I just never clicked on it. So I thought, oh wow, man, this guy's missing. What's going on here? Either you're thinking it's a girlfriend or his wife, right? Bumped him off, and then it turns out it's looking like he might have skated town because of the allegations. I don't know. I guess we'll see. And again, I didn't know. Just by looking at thumbnails, you see crime in such and such place. Coach is missing. You know, you're like, whoa, somebody's missing. But apparently, he might be missing for a reason. Like he skipped town, allegedly. I don't know. Hopefully, there's no foul play. His wife is standing by his side. Stand by your man. And she says he is innocent and the allegations are false. So that's interesting too. So I guess we'll wait to see how this plays out. Or it's going to be one of those they'll make a movie out of it. So here we go. Trump rages over seriously retarded Governor Tim Walz and for his Thanksgiving message. I do have a clip from that. We're going to play that. We're going to get through this article and then we'll go play that clip. Also going on is those 6 senators that got up, did that video, suggesting to troops not to obey illegal orders. Obviously, they didn't come right out and say just disobey everything Trump says. They're just reminding them, hey, disobey, don't obey illegal orders, right? Which I think most troops, when they swear in and all of this stuff, I think it's part of their thing to, if they think, like if Trump told him to go kill civilians, they don't have to do it, right? And they're not going to be court-martialed for it or whatever the case may be, right? Now that would be like, okay, you need to disregard the chief's orders. So there you have it on that. But apparently one of them is he could still be called up for active duty. He's the bald-headed guy. And apparently they can I guess they're looking into him, I guess, to see if they can pull him in and he can be tried for being under those pretenses kind of thing. I guess to see if he is guilty. Turkey don't kick in yet. Don't kick in yet. But the six, the other five, I don't know what they're going to do with them. But the one guy, I think they're going to probe, and he's been all over X. You can go look him up. I guess I should be doing that for you, but I'm just assuming people know what I'm talking about. That he's been on X claiming how much he's did for the country and that he's served in all of this stuff. Well, so didn't Benedict Arnold. Didn't Benedict Arnold, he became a general. They put him over West Point. And what'd he do? He betrayed us. He was a turncoat. So it doesn't matter how valiant your service was. Somebody that has had that kind of career like this guy, yeah, he could be a turncoat, and it sounds like he is. He sounds like he's a left-wing libtard, and I think they're all turncoats. Yeah, I said it. President Trump ripped Minnesota Tampon Tim as seriously retarded. And suggested Representative Ilhan Omar probably came into the U.S. illegally in a rage-filled Thanksgiving message about immigration. He is pissed, and he has every right to be. Let me get this thing over here so I can scroll properly, because I know I'm going to mess it up, right? It's the day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's blah. Here we go. Trump, 79, hurled the insults as he accused Waltz Tampon Tim, who had been Kamala Harris's running mate in her failed presidential election bid, all allowing an influx of hundreds of thousands of Somalian migrants to take over his once great state. It's pretty insane, guys, when you put this in perspective. All of the illegals they had let in. And once I had pondered, like, why is remember the Haitians, and they're eating the cats and they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats and they're eating the dogs. And somebody said, yeah, they were killing the ducks in the pond in the park and all kinds of stuff, right? That was the Haitians. And what city were they in? I think it was somewhere in Ohio. Gosh, I had a brain fart. I did a video on it. Like, oh gosh, good Lord, it's been a year and a half or so since that happened. But I was like, well, why did the Biden administration dump all the Haitians in that area? So now you got all these Somalians in Tampon Tim state. Does it seem odd or weird, or is there a reasoning behind this? Let's call Candace for the conspiracy theory. But I don't know. I'm just thinking, was there a reason to just dump all of these certain ethnic group into this area and then another one in that area? Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone, he wrote in a blistering late-night Truth Social post. So Trump was up late posting that on X. And there's Tampon Tim. I don't know. Everybody's suspecting he's gay. I mean, the way he walks and he's doing his hand, yeah, he's a piece of work, right? He is a piece of work. Let's see. Let's put a stop to that. I know. Pop-ups. Oh my gosh. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tampon Tim, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both. Yeah, he does nothing. He does nothing. Trump also zeroed in on Minnesota progressive Amar, describing her as the worst congresswoman in our country, who is always wrapped in her swaddling hijab. Is it hijab? Whatever. He then accused the Somalian-born lawmaker who probably came in the U.S. illegally. Yeah, there's a big claim she married her brother. He then accused the Somalian-born lawmaker who probably came into this country illegally. Waltz responded to Trump's vicious attacks by questioning the president's own mental state. Oh, my God. Oh, y'all never did that with Biden, now did you? Not one time. Not one time. These things are overlapping, and just work with me here. Waltz. Tampon Tim questioning President Trump's own mental state. Good night, y'all. President Trump, I think, has given more press conferences than I've seen any president in my lifetime. I mean, he's talking to reporters on his plane. He's in Mar-a-Lago for Thanksgiving, and he does a press conference in Mar-a-Lago. He does it almost every day at the White House. Oh no, but Tampon Tim's got to throw out. We need to check his mental state. I think we need to check Tampon Tim's mental state. Release the MRI results, Tampon wrote on X, referring to the results of Trump's latest medical checkup, which he taught that the time as perfect. As perfect. Well, you never told us about Biden's state of affairs, and that's for sure. The wild rant came as Trump vowed to permanently pause migration from poorer nations in the wake of the Wednesday shooting of the 2 National Guard members who were deployed to patrol Washington, D.C. A 29-year-old Afghan national who worked with the CIA during the Afghanistan war is facing charges for the shooting. Now, he's still in critical condition, and apparently he was brought into the country, and yeah, he worked for the CIA. I think back in 2021, I think this article might tell us, but apparently Trump's administration approved him. So, gotta call it out. I've got to call it out. So maybe all his paperwork looked good. I don't know what's happening here. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation, Trump wrote. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long. Did I catch everything in this article? Yeah, we got that. That was a quick article. He says, you are not going to be here for long. You are not going to be here for long. I think it's pretty chilling when you see the stats and numbers of some of these cities that have just been inundated with they're being invaded by a whole new sect of people with a whole different culture that can't speak English. It's insane. And Tampon Tim didn't bucket, didn't say no, not in my city. No, you don't. Not in my city. No, he embraced it is what he did. He embraced that. I guess y'all will be able to see that if you want to pause it and read some of these comments that these people are putting in here. But I'm kind of clipping this down. So hopefully I don't run into a bunch of stupid commercials, which I probably will because I don't have premium, and I am so sorry. I will get to it as soon as I can. But let's take a look. This is his response to a reporter that questions him about the shooting that happened. And he had just announced, I'll put the link to this in the description so you can go watch the full entirety. When he opened up, he had a prepared statement. And he said that he was notified that the woman militia, National Guard, was killed. And yeah, he's pretty upset about it. So let's take a listen. And again, this is his response to her.
We can cut that then. We can cut that. Hello.
Hello, good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
A question about this tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. U.S. officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see him, But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other, and that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted, and we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out, but they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here, and you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person. And
I love this. I love this because she is stupid. Everybody noted. Everybody noted that Biden and Harris administration let these people in by the millions. By the millions. And he's right. Some people can't go cuckoo. We've had, what was that? It happened here in Chattanooga, and then everybody, I have one of the T-shirts that says Nooga Strong. It was a military guy. He's, I think his nationality was, he was a Middle Eastern. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to it. He came in on the base and shot up a bunch of other soldiers, killed them. I mean, shit happens. I mean, he's right about that, but these people could be plant cells. They shouldn't trust anybody from these countries. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I don't know what else to say because, look, this guy was working for the CIA. So he's a spy, double spy, triple spy. What kind of spy is he? What is he doing? Or is he just cuckoo? Is he just cuckoo, or was this, for him being designed? And no, and I'm not going to say that he's some kind of Manchurian candidate. I was saying, remember how people used to talk about after 9/11? I know if anybody, young people watching this, they probably don't remember that it was on the news, it was on talk shows, it was the radio. They called them, incels, plants. Like, they could be your neighbor for 20 years, and all of a sudden they turn out to be some kind of wacko terrorist. Yeah, they used to say that stuff all the time. I mean, where do you think I got the idea from? Certainly my peon little low IQ brain wouldn't have been able to think of that on my own. No, they were talking about it. But how stupid is she? He said, you're stupid. I love this. He's like a president like I've never seen before. And I love it. He calls out stupid when it's stupid. Because we all seen it with our own eyes. Them pouring across the border. The crime going sky high. It was, of course, you can blame them. If it was harder for probably that guy, but I don't know about that guy. Because that guy worked for the CIA and he was fully vetted and all of this stuff. So it wasn't like he got to come in through the border, through the massive millions, just coming in without even being vetted. Biden and them were letting them in without even vetting them. And then just auto-pinning those Somalians or those Haitians, auto-pinning them to have citizenship or automatically give them green cards. It was retarded.
And there's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in, and they were unvetted, they were unchecked, there were many of them, and they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful. And if you look, you'll see there was a law passed. It makes it almost impossible not to let them in, not to certify them, so to speak, once they come in. And they came in, and they shouldn't have come in. And frankly, the whole thing was a mess. The whole Afghanistan situation was a mess. It should have never taken place. If we're going to go out, and we would have gone out because I had everybody ready to go, we were going to go out with strength and dignity and precision, and we would have left from Bagram, and we would have kept Bagram, by the way, because of its very close relationship to China and where they make their missiles. But when you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake. But they were incompetent, yeah.
Mr. President, thank you for having us.
It's unbelievable.
Have you spoken with Sarah and Andrew's family?
We have a call in a little while, actually, right after this.
Do you plan to...
Well, the family is devastated,
Obviously.
as you can imagine. But we have spoken. I mean, my people have spoken with the family. We'll be speaking tonight. tomorrow. You have to give them a little. They just found out about their daughter. You know, you can't just call 2 seconds later.
Yeah, of course.
It's a very, very tough situation.
Obviously,
She was so outstanding. I mean, I just heard outstanding in every single way.
it's in the early stages, obviously, but do you plan to attend Sarah's funeral?
I haven't thought about it yet, but it certainly is something I could conceive of. I love West Virginia. You know, I won West Virginia by one of the biggest margins of any president anywhere. And it's, you know, these are great people. I love the people of West Virginia. I love the people of our country. But I haven't given it any thought, but it sounds like something I could do, yeah. It's very raw.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The suspect does have a wife and 5 children who live in Washington. Do you plan to deport them?
The suspect has?
The suspect?
Well, we're looking at that right now. We're looking at the whole situation with family. It's a tragic situation. Yeah,
You going to
Jeff?
deport them?
President, are there any changes you want to make to improve safety for National Guardsmen who are being sent into these cities?
No, just I want to have more.
Yeah.
As you know, we're sending 500 more. We had very little crime in Washington now for, you know, many months. Record-setting low crime, and this happened. And I don't know how you put this on the scale of that. This is sort of different. This is a terrorism threat, and this was done because they're so effective.
Maybe I think there was 2 of them, and then there were some nearby guardsmen near them. And then they came, and one of them shot, one of those shot because they heard the shots and they were running. Maybe they need to patrol in groups of 5 and 6, maybe. All right, you got my flank, you know, each of them got a point, right? I don't know. But you've got all these crazy people, the 6 senators who came out babbling about make sure you know not to follow illegal orders. You have Brandon Johnson, Pritzker calling National Guard and all of them fascist. They're little Nazis. They're Trump's. What's some more Nazi terms? They're Trump's Nazi foot soldiers. There's all kinds of things that these people have been saying. People say online, and this fueled that guy. I mean, it's possible that this stuff kind of fueled. Oh no, the National Guard and ICE are Trump's SS. Is that what they've been saying? Something to that effect. It's retarded. It's simply retarded. And this kind of rhetoric, and you get somebody who's crazy. Believing this stuff and thinking that they're gonna save mankind from Hitler, right? It's crazy.
If they weren't effective, you probably wouldn't have had this done. But this was done because the National Guard has been so effective. You know, you went from having a tremendous amount of crime and death, killing, everything else, to having none. And this happened, I assume, because it was so effective. And maybe this man was upset because he couldn't practice crime. Who knows what his motivation was? But what he did was horrible.
And you've made changes for Afghanis' ability to apply for asylum. Do you blame all Afghans for this one man's not
No,
mistake?
but we've had a lot of problems with Afghans because they had a lot of them coming in on these planes. Again, I show you this picture. We had a lot of them coming in on these planes that are, look at them. There was no check-in. They just poured into the plane. And many of these people are criminals. Many of these people are people that shouldn't be here. And many of them have been gotten out. I mean, we've gotten out a lot of the people that, you know, we've taken a lot of them out of here.
Also, if it wasn't in that article, yeah, I'm having turkey kick in, but maybe it's just my natural brain. That he's going to be stopping all third world countries from coming over here. Why are we letting third world countries people come over here anyway? I mean, don't they have to go through a vetting process? Are they leaving persecution? Or it's not, I know it sounds harsh, but you can't just come to America because you're poor. It has to be for a wars going on, religious persecution, which people in Nigeria have a probably perfectly good, legitimate reason to defect to America for religious persecution because the Christians are being murdered and killed and kidnapped in Nigeria. So, I mean, I don't know. A lot of countries are not going to let you defect, especially like Mexico. Is not going to let you defect unless you're going to have something to offer. You just can't come in poor and get on the services. Now, Great Britain, the European Union, that's a whole nother thing too, because they're just letting illegal still pour in. They haven't shut the spigot off like Trump has. Thank God. So you can go check the news and see what the hell's going on over there, because that could be us. If we let the Democrats back in office, I can guarantee you we're going to look like London. We're going to look like Great Britain. Overrun with Muslims. And God knows people from all over the world. Just bring in your poor. Bring in your poor. That's what's going to happen. So we can't let those people get in office again.
But they came in, yeah, I know, this the old story. Many are wonderful, yeah, I'm sure.
I said many are here legally, though. What should they think in terms of their prospects?
Well, they can't be happy, okay? They can't be happy. Because what's taking place between that, if you look at Somalia, they're taking over Minnesota, and we got a lot of problems with the gangs, with all of the things taking place in Minnesota. We have an incompetent governor, a dope.
Well, there also, if y'all are not aware, there's some fraud allegations with a money flowing in and then heading back out, going to Somalia, and then going to some terrorist organization. So there's a bunch of money missing, and all of that's still under investigation. And I can't wait to see where this leads to. The corruption is so bad in Minnesota. It's gone plaid, literally.
Dope governor. They can't be happy about what's going on. And if you talk about the Afghans, there's a problem because so many Bedouins came in on the planes. They just walked on. Whoever the strongest people were physically in a way, but whoever the strongest, they got on the planes. There was no checking. They just swamped the planes. They took off. We had no idea who they were. Yeah, do you want to ask a question behind?
Me? Hi, sir. Happy
Sure.
Thanksgiving.
Hi.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated. It's crime-ridden. It's a mess. It's a disgrace.
Do you guys... have y'all seen Omar do some speeches and the way she talks? She has come here, and she is holding an office in a city in Minnesota. And she still shits on America. It's unbelievable. It blows my mind that you came from a shithole to riches beyond the wildest dreams of people probably still stuck in Somalia or stuck in these other countries that are third world, destitute places that would be horrifying for imagination to live there as a regular American citizen, because we are spoiled. So she comes here, and then it just blows my mind that she would come here, live in lavish luxury compared to where she just came from. Lavish luxury. And she still shits on us. It's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Like, you ungrateful. I had read somewhere, was it today, earlier this morning, they were talking about I don't know if it was Trump or what Trump was going to want to do, but I was kind of like agreeing with it. Like I think it was a letter from Trump to get these people out who basically, maybe it wasn't him, whatever, but basically who don't want to assimilate, right? Spouting hatred. They're foreign born. I think we should kick them out. We should kick them out. You're going to stand up and shit on America after being here and they gave you a green card. You're going for citizenship. You become a citizen and you're still shitting on us. Like you want to change it to where the shithole you just came from. I think we should be able to kick them out. Now, I don't know legally if we could, but it's just wishful thinking. Like you did not assimilate. Maybe they can because you pledged allegiance to the flag, but here you are in social media getting in front of cameras and shitting all over the Constitution and shitting all over America. They should be removed because they broke their oath. Let's call it the Oath Breaker Law. I just said it just now. Let's create a law. Oath breaker. You break your oath. You foreigners that come into this country and start your dumb shit. We slam them with the Oath Breaker Law and get them out, and they could never come back again.
And we took their people at a tremendous. We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people, and we're getting a lot of their people. You can leave and go have turkey.
Well, why'd it get clipped?
Yeah, I think everyone's waving. Thank you very much.
I didn't clip that. This
Honored to speak with so many incredible members of the U.S. military, and
what is
to wish all of
happening?
you a very happy.
Children who live in Washington, do you plan
We
to
heard
support
that
them?
one. All right, Trump did this on X. Well, this says 15 hours ago. A very happy Thanksgiving and salutations to all our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disruptive, carved up, murdered. Look at that. I just made it a lot bigger. I'm having to do this so I can, because this is a lot. Let's bring this down. Murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at all along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for the beginning for being politically correct and just plain stupid. When it comes to immigration, the official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people census, most of which are on welfare. They are from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, and drug cartels. And thank you, Biden and Harris. Their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, did not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with this, with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their families. The real migrant population is much higher. These refugees' burden is the leading cause. Let me get this up here for you. Sorry about that. Leading cause of social dysfunction in America, something that did not exist after World War II. Failed schools and high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Thank you, Tampon Tim and Biden and Harris. Somalia gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. Doesn't it sound like a bad movie? The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tampon Tim, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both. Wow, the worst. Congresswoman. In our country, let's get this up here for you. In our country, Ilhan Omar always wrapped in her waddling hijab, and some of this was in the article we just read a little earlier. And who probably came to the U.S. illegally. That you are not allowed to marry your brother. Does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how badly she is treated. It's insane. When her place of origin is a desolate, backward, and crime-ridden nation, which is essentially not even a country for the lack of government, military, police, schools, etc. Police, schools, etc. Even as we have progressed technology, immigration policies have eroded those gains in living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration for all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover. I don't know why we weren't already doing that. weren't already doing that. Terminating all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe's Autopin, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States. Okay, so you need to make that clarification because they want those people with that are really smart to help make batteries and bombs and all kinds of technology, stem cell jobs, or is incapable of loving our country, to end all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens for our country, denationalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who is a public charge or security risk or non-capable with Western civilization. This is what I was kind of touching about earlier, that if you're not assimilating and you're spouting a bunch of gobbledygoo and you're stirring that pot of hate, I think you should be kicked out. I get it. We have freedom of speech, but if you're stirring up hate over because you want our government to be turned over to something else and you're a foreigner, it's a problem. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction of illegal or disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal autopin approval process. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Only then that. Happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, and destroy everything that America stands for. You will not be here for long. Hear, Donald Trump. That was amazing. This is called Thanksgiving with Democrats. Oh my gosh. Here's dessert, a chocolate liberal cake, a library cake. And that's Obama. Hold on, it's taking my eyes a second. Look, he's holding a cake of his, I guess that's supposed to be his library. This is the worst building. White meat is racist. I guess that's supposed to be his wife. I think this, let me see. I don't have my pen on there. Okay, this is Obama. I think that's his wife. This might be, what's his name? That liberal, goofy old man who's a libertarian. Why am I having a brain fart? That's Mandami. That's probably Pelosi. I'm not sure who he is. Look, Warren. Elizabeth Warren. There's Gavin Newsom. Joe Biden. Who would this be? Kamala Harris? Bernie Sanders. That's who that is. Oh, he's holding her book. I brought your book. That is her. Be glad it's not a ham. That's what she's saying. Can we all get along? This holiday is an insult to my people. Yo, hairdo, that's my chair. Yo, hairdo. That is cute. Well, there you go. This video went a little long. I thought I'd touch upon that. It's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. And, I didn't even know if I wanted to do something. But I thought, you know what? This is important to make you aware of the two soldiers, the National Guard. One was killed, and the other one is in critical condition. Please pray for him. And that guy, the Afghanistani who shot him, apparently he's in critical condition too. So, I don't know. But I hope he does send in a whole bunch of them. And they go into teams and pairs. And I hope the Supreme Court hurries up and just passes a rule. I think, no, it wasn't Edwards. It was Alito. I think it was Alito when I was listening to it. He was saying, well, I think he was talking about fixing the redrawing the maps. He says, well, if I don't go in your favor, basically, we could just get all this done. So we don't have to keep hearing this case back because every other state's going to do it too. Bring to the Supreme Court about redrawing the maps is racist. And obviously the Democrats say it's not. So apparently in California, they redrew the maps. The conservative side is taking them to the Supreme Court, taking them to court for it. Because they have proof, they have the proof, they have the receipts that the Democrats did it to redraw the lines to have more Latino votes. So there is a chance there that they're not going to be able to do this and redistrict. You could redistrict for political reasons, but you can't do it for race reasons. But why else would they do it? They're doing it because, of course, you're going to do it for the Democrats' political reason is that they want the minority vote. But anyway, there you have it. Pray for them and their families. Pray for our country. And everyone have a blessed weekend because I'm sure a lot of you are probably still with your family and friends and loved ones and eating wonderful leftovers are always fabulous the next day. And there you have it. Please like and subscribe. I know you want to. Just hit that button, and there you go. And have a great weekend.